Hello team, thank you for joining and welcome to a 20-minute untangling of the body, something you can do from anywhere at any time of the day. And for today's gentle flow, you might want a block or a pillow, just something you might use every now and again. So let's go ahead and get started in a seat, choosing a leg position that works best for a long spine from tailbone to crown. Hands can come down by your knees, and then begin to soften the shoulders, get them a little roll down the back. Eyes soften down to the ground or close completely. And we pause to observe the inner state with any thoughts, emotions, or sensations that are feeding through. It is absolutely okay if it feels very busy inside. Can we at the same time start to relax the grip we hold on the skull bone? Soften the space around the heart and the belly, and allow a deeper breath to find the base of our spine. Let's take a cleansing breath together, inhaling through the nose. And a big exhale out the mouth. One more like that. Inhale through the nose. And let it go. And then closing the mouth, in and out the nose, Ujjayi if it's part of your practice. You can blink open the eyes, start to interlace the fingers, and then push the palms towards me, bowing the chin down to chest. Take a deep inhale through the back body. And as you exhale, push those palms up to the sky, lifting tall. Take an inhale. And then exhale over towards the left side. Take an inhale to come back to center. And then exhale over to the opposite side. Again, inhale to center. Releasing the grip and take a twist. Right hand outside the left knee, left hand behind. Take an inhale to grow. And exhale to twist. Inhale, reach those arms to sky again. And then exhale over to your second side. That inhale to grow. And that exhale to twist. Inhale, reach those arms to sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a cleansing inhale. And out the mouth. From here, let's move into a tabletop position, just in the center of your mat, moving any props out the way. And then start to stir your body in every and all directions, beginning to build awareness as to how the body is feeling and moving today, the joints, the tissues, noticing any areas that you might want to give a bit of extra breath to during practice. So from here, let's meet in our tabletop and just take some simple cat-cows. As you inhale, lifting the chest forwards. And as you exhale, round and curl through that spine, tucking your chin. Again, inhale, lift the chest, pulling those wrists slightly back. And exhale, we round, we dome through our spines. One last time, take that nice big inhale, opening through the chest. And that exhale to round through the spine, this time tucking the toes and lifting into your downward facing dog. One where you can pedal from side to side, giving a bit of space through the sides of the body and the back of the body. And remember, in your down dog, you can bend the knees as much as you need to prioritize that longer spine, making sure fingers are spread, pushing down into the palms evenly. Let's begin to inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, right knee taps towards that right elbow. Again, inhale, right leg up to the skies. Exhale, right knee across, trying to tap that opposite arm. Inhale, right leg to skies. Exhale, right foot plants by right thumb. Drop the left knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, cactus those elbows down to your waist as you sink the hips a little deeper. Let's do that 2 times. Take that inhale, lift up. And your exhale to cactus and sink. One last inhale. And your exhale to cactus and sink. This time as you inhale, start to straighten your front leg, flex the toes to face, and then bowing down, you can place hands on blocks if you have them, hands to ground, or to really focus the brain, sweep them behind. Make sure those toes stay flexed, face is soft, tailbone back. On your next inhale, let's bend our front knee and sweep those arms back up to the sky. And as you exhale, plant those hands to ground, step back and find a downward facing dog. Just giving yourself a moment, acknowledging the breath, noticing how the body's responding. Second side, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, we tap. Again, inhale, left leg behind. Exhale across, finding that opposite arm. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. Exhale, left foot, left thumb. Drop that right knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, arms sky. Exhale, we cactus those elbows, we sink the hips. 2 more of those. Take the inhale to lift. Exhale, cactus, opening the heart, sinking the hips. 1 last inhale to rise. Exhale, we open lungs, we open heart, we sink hips. This time, inhale, lift, start to straighten the front leg. Flex those toes, tailbone back, heart forwards. And remember, you can use hands, otherwise sweeping them behind for your bowing balance. And it is a balance, so notice the body making those micro adjustments to stay here. Sometimes the mind might react to that as well. On our next inhale, let's take a nice breath up, reaching the hands up to sky. And then exhale, plant those hands, journey to downward facing dog. This time, on your next inhale, roll forwards into plank. You can drop the knees for support, but otherwise, one strong line we lower to ground. Once you land, untuck your toes, bring the arms into cactus next to your body. Head down, and from there, you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together at the spine to lift the head and chest off the ground. Squeeze the elbows back into the waist, and exhale, reverse to let it go. Again, inhale, we squeeze, we lift, elbows back and down. Exhale to let it go. One last time, inhale, using those back tissues, opening the chest. Exhale to control it down. Tuck the toes, you can push up to tabletop or plank, and then give yourself a moment in child's pose. Notice how that initial movement is landing in your inner state. Can you once more soften the skull, the heart, the belly, deep breath. And gradually moving into a downward facing dog. On your inhale, come to tiptoes, bend your knees, step or hop to journey to top of mat. Take a halfway rise in the spine. And exhale, fold, knees bent, belly soft, head heavy. You can hold opposite elbows and sway, letting go of the spine, giving it a little fluidity. Begin to release arms, roll up that spine. And as you inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. As you exhale, hands to heart center. From here, spread the left toes, plant into the left foot, and then with control, lift the right knee anywhere up to hip height. Take an inhale. And then exhale, journey towards a warrior 3, crown forwards, heel back. Notice the instability, notice the mind reaction, try and stay with calm breath. And then slow motion to high lunge, one of the harder transitions for me for sure. On your inhale, arms reach to skies. Exhale, open energy, warrior 2. On your inhale, let's straighten the front leg. Turn those toes in, heels out, reach those arms up. And exhale, fold your collection down to ground. You can play around with widening or shortening the stance. Notice what feels better for your own body. And we'll be here for a couple of breaths of freedom. So what do you need most? Do you need to unblock the upper channels, swaying the spine? If it's the lower channels, you start to maybe bend one knee into your skandhasanas, lifting the opposite toes, and then flowing from one side of the mat to the other. And as you move the way your body needs in this moment, making sure that breath is with you. Inhales and exhales supporting. From wherever you are, return to your wide leg fold. Inhale halfway, hands to hips, lift up fully. Point the left toes forwards, find that warrior 2, grounded into your back foot. Take an inhale to reverse, lift the front palm, paint the sky. Exhale, side angle, left elbow to knee, right arm long overhead. And again, inhale, reverse, painting that ceiling. Exhale, your side angle, reaching through the right arm. This time, inhale, reverse, create space in the lung. We're going to come into easy twist. So you're going to windmill the right hand down as you come onto your back toes and lift the left arm up. If you got lost, just meet us here again. Now you have a choice. You can stay there to open up the chest and twist the spine. You can take a side plank to work your strength, even dropping your base knee if you need support. And for those who want a bit of a back bend, tapping those left toes behind and opening that front body up to the sky. And then slowly, your journey as graceful as you can, to a downward facing dog. Give yourself a moment, a breath, a pedal, letting go of any tension in the face. Let's journey to the top of the mat again. Inhale, tiptoes, bend knees, step or hop top. Take that halfway rise. And exhale, fold. Knees can be bent, head nice and heavy. Inhale, rise up with energy on this one. And then exhale, bring those hands to heart, centering, spreading right toes, all the way in right foot. Let's begin to lift that left knee. Now this side is much more challenging for me, so notice maybe you have that asymmetry as well. We're eventually going to slow motion ourselves into warrior three. Again, much easier said than done. Trying to point the left hip bone down, which also is much harder. So I notice my body is a little less stable. My mind tends to react. I come back to that calm breath. Let's eventually find our high lunge. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, open that energy, warrior two. Now straighten into your legs. This time we're going to do something a little different. So I'm going to face you for ease and point the toes out to the corners of the mat. The thumbs to the inside, the rest of the fingers outside of the legs. Sink nice and deep. Now let's take an inhale into our center. And then exhale, push into that left knee, drop the left shoulder. Inhale back to your center. And exhale, drop right, push right. Again, inhale center. Exhale, drop left. Inhale center. Dropping right, pushing that knee out. This time, inhale to center, stay here, but start to reach those arms up to the sky, working a little bit of discipline, dropping those ribs down into the body, making sure the tailbone feels long to ground. Stay for 3, for 2, and then on your inhale, slowly lift out, point those toes in. Take an inhale, lift up the heart, and exhale to fold. Surrender all that effort from your goddess pose. For the second pocket of freedom, you might choose to do the exact same as before. Maybe there's a headstand in it for you today. Or, like me, you might heel toe a little narrower, come into a yogi squat. Either use the hands for support or bring them by your heart. Visualizing gravity, a friend that's hugging the tailbone, the lower back deeper. And I'll just give you a few breaths to observe the inner state in silence. Feel free to close the eyes. Now we're going to return to wide leg. You stay facing this direction. I just have to turn to my original stance. On your inhale, halfway rise. Hands to hips, lift up fully. Point the right toes forwards. Let's anchor into that strong, deep warrior two stance. Arms begin parallel. And then as you inhale, we're going to reverse, create space through the side body. And as you exhale, side angle, elbow light, left arm long. Again, inhale, creating that space up and then back. Exhale, finding that side angle, just a moment there. One last time, inhale, create that space, brushing the ceiling. And this time, easy twist, come onto your back toes, left hand plants down, right arm reaches up. If you got lost on a second time, just meet us here eventually. You can stay for the chest and spine. You can take it into a side plank to work that balance and strength. Remember, dropping base knee if you want the support. Or for that back bend, you tap your top toes behind and you push and lift into your back bend, opening that front body up to the sky. Now, eventually, from the shape that we've chosen, let's take a graceful journey back to our downward facing dogs. And from here, you can drop the knees, sink the hips to heels, and find yourself closer to earth in child's pose. Within this stillness, notice how your yang, your more dynamic practice, has resonated in the body and mind. Are you noticing that calm pulse of strength? Can you visualize energy flowing freely through your body now? You can begin to relax the breath as we start to hold our shapes for a little longer on the ground. Beginning with your pigeon pose, opening up the hips. So taking the right knee forwards, right knee to right side, right ankle to the left side of your mat. And if this feels too much for your joints, you can either pop a pillow underneath your hips. Now, if you'd rather, as you start to settle the heart and the head down, the pillow or the block may be preferred underneath your chest. If neither of those are working for your joints today, then taking yourself into a seated figure 4, right ankle over left leg. And if that still feels a little much for the joints, maybe try this position lying down on your back. You can thread the hands through the legs and just gently draw The legs a little closer as the right knee pushes away. Lower back grounded. And as we're holding the shape we've chosen for some time, we can start to notice the mind's reaction to stillness whilst placing the body and the mind at an edge of resistance. Can you start to calm the breath, slowing down both the inhale and the exhale, and try and remain as non-reactive as possible, even if you're building just one breath before you fidget or move. This will build up our capacity to create space between stimulus and reaction, on and off the mat. So let's give you a moment in silence here. And from our longer hold, take your time to gently rise through the body, lift the chest a moment to open the lung, and then make your way into a state of freedom. That might look like a child's pose for some of us, a down dog for others. Just give yourself a moment to notice what are the effects of holding your shape for a little longer. And then in no rush at all, let's find our second side. So choosing whether you want the pigeon, left knee to left side, left ankle to the right, walking your back foot away. Remember, you can add your pillow or your block under or in front of you. And then you have those other options, figure four seated or figure four lying down. Once you've chosen that shape that feels right for your body, that little bit of resistance, let's give ourselves a little longer in silence, almost like a mini meditation. Calm breath, calming the inner state. Taking that final, slowest breath to sink here. This time as you inhale and lift the chest, just leaning to the left, sweep your back leg around and eventually come and lie down on your back to notice the rebound and releasing effects through mind and body. And then before we close with our twist, let's take a little bridge. So making sure heels and middle fingers touch, tuck the tailbone, round the lower back, lift the hips, lift the spine off the ground, pressing into the back of the arms. If you'd like to deepen it, start to interlace the fingers, push the fists into the ground, and really lift through the heart and hips. Breathing is there supporting your shape. Let's give ourselves just one more nice big inhale. And then release the hands, slowly release down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then knock the knees together, keeping the feet wide, spreading the hip bones apart. Now from here, hug the right knee in, lengthen the left leg. And then begin to cross the right knee as gentle or as deep as the breath can remain calm and unobstructed. Melting the effort from the body, from the muscles. And just let this heavy surrender. Crawl the spine into a deeper twist, back ahead weighing nice and heavy. And then in no rush, returning that right knee back into the center. Slowly scooping the left knee in and then lengthening the right leg long. And on your exhale, we cross to our second side. Again, releasing any need to push or pull and just allow the weight of the body to weigh you down into the safety of the earthen mat. Gently guiding that left knee into your chest again, bringing the right knee in as well. Give yourself a little hug. And then on your exhale, you can release into a surrendering shape of your choice for Shavasana. You can lie on your back, you could lie on your side, just finding something that works for your body, where you can float away and receive the practice. I'll bring you back in a minute. Taking that last sinking, releasing moment for yourself. And then slowly return movement in the fingers, the toes. You can roll the head as you roll the wrists. Just really gently waking up the nervous system again. You can give yourself a stretch in the arms and the legs, just big enough for whatever's coming next in your day. And then hug the knees in, maybe rolling out those ankle joints as well, the joints we often forget about day to day. From here, you can either roll to one side or roll straight up, but let's meet in our seated position to close. Remember, you can pop yourself on block or pillow. Find a shape in the legs that works for your spine. Shoulders soft, eyes closed or down. And let's pause to notice the space we've uncovered within the mind, body, and breath. On your inhale, let's begin to bring arms up to the sky. Exhale, draw gratitude into your heart. Inhale to fill up your heart with breath. And as you exhale, we bow, honoring the roots of yoga and closing our time on the mat together today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you feel a little more spacious, and I'll see you very soon.